Hello, welcome to my show, You Throughout the Years. Here we will have conversations with ordinary persons like you and me. Everyone has a story, either good or bad, funny or sad. So come and reminisce with us as we find out how these years have shaped our life. And I'm so happy, so excited. So, like, you do not know. This is my YouTube dad. This so start. Welcome, and can you
Thank you.
introduce yourself to us?
Yes. I am from PA, Pennsylvania. Started my channel a couple years ago. It's been through all kinds of different subjects, but now we're into heavy duty OBS studio live streaming software kind of stuff. Been doing it for quite a while. Rochelle and I met each other in the older days when we would do a lot of live streaming things where we try to get our channels to go big, and there was so much energy and love in the air, and there were so many crazy people that were doing the same thing, and we had such a great time. And Rochelle is one of the original OGs. She's one of the people I just was instantly drawn to her because she has such a great heart, and we are still friends to this day. And that's what makes YouTube a beautiful thing. It's really the only reason why YouTube is special in my opinion, because it's unlike other social media platforms. The video, you get to see and talk with your friends, and it's such a great thing. Do you agree?
Yes, totally. And you don't know how excited I am because he has taken some time to be on the show, so I feel so blessed. So we are going to start the show by first asking you, what is the earliest age you can remember?
Ooh, wow. That would be probably at my old house in Pennsylvania. When I would have to say maybe 6, maybe 5 years old, during Christmas. I just remember Christmas when I was a kid. I remember being with my grandmother at her house. She had a beagle. I think it was a beagle. And, it's been such a long time. But yeah, I mean, I have other memories too, of course, but that's the earliest, is Christmas and my grandmother's house. So.
Okay, that is very interesting. So
not really. It's boring as hell. Let's face it.
So, so did your family tell you when you started to walk or talk?
I don't remember that clearly. I was a crazy kid. I was definitely always building stuff. I was like always building forts, built outside constantly, lived outside, was in trees, making tree forts, making underground forts. I would go to my grandmother's house every time, like, if it was like a party or something, my brother and I would go immediately into the basement and start making 2x4 boats, right? We'd banging nails, cutting up 2x4s, and then we'd run down to the pond and throw them in the pond. So we were always making with our hands, and I think that comes from my dad's side. My dad is sort of good with his hands as well. It's interesting that now that I think about it, because it definitely has that kind of drive to do that stuff. Is still with me. It translates into my drive to make my channel, I think, because I don't feel good unless I'm in the middle of making something. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, and it's in your blood, so you have that drive.
Just like your husband. He's the same way, I imagine. Right?
Yeah. He never stops.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Do you believe, or when do you believe that you started to talk, especially?
I think Mom told me that I started talking around, I guess, a year and a half. I think I started talking a little earlier, I guess is what she told me. I started walking early as well. And I think it was probably because we lived in the woods, and the woods were such an adventure, and the world was so big that, you know, boy, I just wanted to go out and I just wanted to
Yeah.
explore. So it was, mom said that, oh yeah, here's something funny. Okay. So I was told that I was such a crazy kid when I was young that I had to be on a leash. She put me
Oh.
on a leash. My mom had a
Oh.
little harness, and she put me on a leash, and she would like let me go outside. Like, she'd be with me, but she'd always make sure that I was always trying to run away and get involved with the world. And she was like, no, you know, I'd run out and she'd have to chase me, or, you know, if malls really weren't a thing back when I was a kid, right? There were strip
And
malls, but
and
big.
I could believe that because your attitude and you're so exuberant and you're hyper to me.
Yes,
You're
yes.
hyper, so I could believe that.
Oh, I was
Okay.
super, super hyper when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Really hyper. Yep.
Yeah. Did you have any siblings growing up?
Yes, one brother, Gary.
Yeah. And he was your partner in crime.
Yes, he was 2 years younger than me, and he really had the work with his hands bug. In fact, when he grew up, he got involved with animatronics, working on robots for
Mm.
a company that builds animatronics. Basically, his job was involved with like welding little tiny gears and hydraulics inside of tiny little spaces. So he's like really good at what he did. So
Okay.
yeah,
Oh, that sounds exciting.
yeah,
Yeah.
pretty cool.
So, okay, so you enjoy having a sibling and just being with someone else who have your interests and everything just growing up.
Yeah, there's not too many people I know like my brother Gary who have that kind of sort of an aptitude towards doing some strange stuff with work that involves working with your hands. So Gary and I are kind of unique. Like, we're not your traditional kind of person who loves football and sports and, you know,
Mm.
does the typical watching the game after work and drinking beer. We just don't do that stuff. It's just never been part of our life in a way. I just can't. We were just raised a little bit different in regards to not having any like heavy duty restrictions placed on us when we grew up, you know, and it sort of put a sense of freedom in our heart. And
Okay.
so there's nobody like Gary, and that's why we get along to this day. You know, we're like
Yeah,
best
okay.
buds. Yeah.
So you could say that you two was building things to help others. Right.
Yeah.
So I can understand why you wouldn't be pulled to football or soccer or anything because you just want to build something that will help
Yes. Yes.
someone else in future. So okay, that was a good no, that is a good attitude to have.
Yeah. I think the best way to summarize it, and I heard it from a guy called Grant Cardone, who is a super rich guy, motivator. He says, you know, you don't want to watch news, you want to make it. And that really resonated with me. You know,
Oh,
I
yeah.
want to make news. I don't want to watch news. I want to make news. So
Yes,
that's where the and you believe that because I see you really have a
yes. I mean that's wonderful. That's something that's locked in my brain now. Yes.
yeah.
And that's really what I wanted to do with this show. I really wanted to get big and professional. So and yes, make the news.
Right.
Why not? So oh
Sure.
yeah.
The fun
Yes.
the fun of life is being involved in the game. Like, are you in the game when you're watching football and drinking beer and doing the 9 to 5? He's like, is that really what you want to do all your life, or do you want to do something really exciting? You know,
Yeah.
that's the way I think of it.
Oh yes. Oh
It's a
yes.
risk. It's very risky. It's very difficult. It's the hard work and very risky, and but the payoff is incredible. If you know,
Agree. Agree. I heard of this craziness that you say that you was, but
yeah.
how really was your attitude as a child from the saying 6 to 11 before teenage? How was Scott?
Scott was, I can tell you one thing. We used to have a show and tell back in kindergarten, and I can remember being incredibly excited and having like a good attitude doing the show and tell in kindergarten. I really loved doing show and tell. Isn't that weird now that I think about it? And I remember like looking forward to bringing in the assignment was you bring in something interesting and then you present it to the class. You stand up in front of your peers and you show them whatever you think is interesting. And I really look forward to do it. Like I really enjoyed that. It was not the planning of thinking about what you're going to say so much as seeing the kids react to what you're showing them. And I remember that being really impactful in my life. Like I really remember that being super duper fun and cool to show that stuff in front of the class. Isn't that strange?
Not really, because you may be attracted to the response. You love to see people smiling or laughing. So
yes.
you really like being a showy type of person.
Yes.
Okay. I understand. No naughty child, no.
Not really. We did some stupid stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I took when I was let's see now. Okay, you want to hear some stories?
Of course.
Okay, well, let's see. Mindy next door, she was I think 5. We put her in a parachute bag, tied it up, and left her in the yard. I threw a rock at my brother when he was on his big wheel. I hurt his head. I fell out of a tree house. That was brutal. That was really, I think I was like 9 or maybe 10. Oh, that was unbelievable. I was like, I don't know, like 5 stories up, and I fell out of a treehouse. I didn't just go straight down. I hit limbs. It would save my life. I fell, hit a limb, bounced off a platform, hit another limb, bump, 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 like a domino, bing, 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 like a pachinko machine, like a cartoon. When I hit the ground, I was like that guy in that Sergeant Hulka. I was like, I was completely wasted.
Your angel was with you. Oh dear.
And remember Sergeant Hulka in the movie Stripes when he falls out of the tower?
Oh yeah.
I was like, that's what I was like. I was like, God was wasted when I hit the ground.
Oh.
What else? Oh, yeah, we went next door to my neighbor's house, and they had 2 daughters, Dawn and Mindy, and they had like tons of plastic toys. Like you ever see those kids? They just have toys strewn all over their yard. So we decided one day we'd go down there and we'd hang all their toys in their trees, so that when they came home, it was like this gigantic. Everything was in the air. That was funny.
Okay, so I understand what trying time your parents had with you, especially.
Yeah, we didn't. My mom and dad, I mean, we were pretty good kids. I mean, we didn't do anything really malicious or super bad. I mean, everything was, if it was bad, it was by mistake. All in all, I think in our early years, we were not much to worry. If there was any worry going on in my parents, it was, what are the kids, getting into in regards to what they're building? Oh my gosh, they're building a big wheel racetrack in the garage, or maybe they're making one time we made a spook house, right? So we had a chair, we'd push people, we'd have like it was like a Disney World ride, it was like a dark ride. And we push them around, and then they come around a corner, so you scream at the person, and it was just wacky, we were just getting into stuff. So it wasn't like we were, setting anything on fire or, throwing stones at cars or anything like that.
Yeah, you was just normal boys.
Yeah, we were just getting we were just getting involved with life.
Okay, we are going into your teenage years.
Okay.
But
okay.
Of course, I will not know how a male will feel in their teenage years, but I know that it's confusing and things are happening with your body your voice is changing,
Yep.
and you have all these feelings. So, how was your teenage years? Say your whole teenage years, from the early years to the later teen age. How was it for you?
Yeah, early teens, I was just a geek, basically. Like you said, I was basically still a kid. Just my body was tall, lanky, like wiry, sort of, because I was growing. And actually, my youngest right now is in that phase. My oldest is out of it. He's starting to. He's a machine now. He's like a soldier. He's like not to be screwed with. He could probably destroy me. But my youngest is now where I was back then. Very tall, lanky. And those years were pretty mild, I think. I mean, I still was getting into stuff, building things, and not thinking about girls. But then all of a sudden, like the testosterone comes in, and I don't, guys can understand this, but I don't think women can understand that this testosterone that comes into you is like, it's like,
yeah,
it literally, it's like a force of nature. It like makes you do crazy stuff. It makes you other things, obviously. I mean, I was jumping off of bridges. I was jumping cars. I was starting to do stupid stuff. It's like it makes you want to get back. What we would say is get rad. You want to go get rad, which means get radical, which was the 80s term back then. Let's do something awesome and let's get rad. So, okay, let's take our BMX bikes and dig a pit and fill it up with wood and set it on fire and jump over it and film it. Oh, great idea, dude. Oh, let's go. Hey, let's go over to Scott Waldron's house and get all the pellet guns and we'll go hunting together. Oh, that's boring. Well, let's shoot cans of paint. We'll light them on fire. Shoot them with cans of paint. Nothing will ever happen wrong. And like some kid shot one and it was on fire and the paint squirted out the side naturally. It was like a rocket and it was spinning like and shooting this flame circle coming right at us like holy, and that was like all day. That was like every day after school. I mean, we were shooting arrows, and it would like glance off the tree and just miss Johnny, like right, like what the hell, like And my friend had a dirt bike and he had guns and we were shooting shotguns and his mom would come out and give us brownies and we're like, thanks, Mom. And it just got like the testosterone is mixed with your desire to get into things with life and it just amplifies it.
Yeah.
The guys that have a lot of the testosterone just get themselves, what it does is it doesn't make you think. It sort of takes logic out of the equation.
Yeah.
I think that's why they allow 18-year-olds to sign up for draft or sign up to the army because they know they're just stupid. They'll do whatever you want. Hey, hey, private, go over there and go blow that bridge up with some TNT. Yeah, yes, sir. Yeah. Here we go.
Yeah, because your brain is still developing. So
exactly, and so that's why
So you can say that's what you used to do.
Yeah, we got into some dangerous stuff. We started, they paved my road and for the first time and it was like ice slick and we got on skateboards and we rode it, down this very long hill. We're doing like 40, 50 miles per hour on a skateboard, laying down on it, Oh, that wasn't fast enough. Okay, let's go get Chip's dirt bike and we'll put a rope on the back and he'll pull us down doing 60. Cool, great, let's go. Awesome idea, man. And I could go on. I could go on for I could go on
right.
and on.
But although it sounds dangerous, it's exciting because I used to do a little of what you say. We used to have a lot of go-karts, and we were race and everything. I love it.
It was so much fun.
So, yeah, and I love rally. I wanted to be a rally driver.
Did you?
Yes. I was going to learn the pace notes and everything. I wanted because I love speeding. But I used to love speeding when I used to drive. So how was school for you? Do you have any problems at school?
School was not my best part of my life. In fact, I hated school. I hated school. I hated the work. I hated the book work. I wasn't ever really a I don't know. Studying didn't come easy. I'm not a test taker. And that's just because, after understanding how my brain works, being as old as I am now, I'm more of a visual. There's a couple brains out there. There's people that are very book minded that, can basically do math in their head and very easy to study. Like they can turn the TV on and study. I'm like, what the hell? Like, how do you do that? Right.
Mhm.
If I turn the TV on and try to study, because I'm so visually oriented, I'm all the way focused on the TV. There's no way I could ever study with a TV on or with music playing, because my brain is so tuned to the reception of sound and visual.
Yeah,
So
you're a practical learner.
yes, yeah, I'm very spatially oriented in regards to, I almost like build things in my brain before they come into reality.
Mhm.
I'm able to figure stuff out. Like I can sit and think the required shapes that I need before I put them together to build something, if that makes any sense. I think
Yeah,
Tesla was that way. I'm not saying I'm as smart as Tesla. My
yeah.
point is, I know they burnt his lab down and he built his lab back with all his instrumentation from memory.
Mm.
Think about that. And I can resonate with that because I sort of have that going on. My grandfather had a picture perfect memory. He could look at a picture and redraw it. So it's in me a little bit for sure.
Mm. And it's a very, very good brain to have, you know?
And I don't
Yeah,
know. Well, it does. You're right.
yeah,
You're right. But when it comes to school,
yeah.
school is designed for one type of brain for the most part.
And
Public,
that's unfortunate.
it is, isn't it? They don't spend time to recognize how kids are to learn. All they want to do is jam you down one path. They don't say, oh, maybe there's a different path for this kid. I mean, I think eventually the schools will get it. I think we're getting a little bit closer. I think they're starting to understand, but it's almost like we're stuck in the 1800s
Yeah,
and we're just not getting out of that mode. Like, oh, hi, little child, you will be book learning.
yeah, yeah. I am always talking about it. I do not like how education is set up.
Nope.
And that's why you see a lot of failures in school, because one person might be musically inclined, another
Yes.
person love craft, no book work at all, but still is getting there's push to read math, they're pushed to read grammar, and they're not interested in it, or they cannot comprehend it the way they want you to understand it.
To answer your question, school was not wasn't my best chapter of my
Okay.
life, to be honest with you. I
Okay.
hate it. I love
Okay.
being there. I love the sports. I love being with my friends, but when it comes to studying, oh my God, or homework,
Okay.
hated it.
Okay. So happily you graduated and you're going into your 20s. Now
Yes.
20s, you're supposed to be a man. And I know men will be saying, yes, I'm a man now. Did the thought of being a man having to go out for yourself and get a career, did that frighten you?
When I got out of college, well, here's the thing. This is where I'm different than most people. It took me a long time to really discover really what I wanted to do. I just didn't, all I did was sort of follow the footsteps of my dad in regards to what to do. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I wasn't driven like some kids, like they knew right away what to do. They went to college knowing what they wanted to do. They studied what they wanted to do. They succeeded at it and got a job. That wasn't me. I studied business management. Like, what is business management? Really? Business management? Could that be the most boringest subject on the planet Earth? Who in the hell wants to study that? Oh, I love money in banking. Oh my God, that's great fun. Accounting too rocks, man. Oh,
Okay.
great. You know what I mean? That's what I studied. I
Oh,
couldn't have
okay.
been, honestly, I could not have been studying the most, I couldn't have chose the worst
Yeah,
major.
just
Honest to
knowing that
God.
you grow up with your hands, using your hands. So why did you go in to that?
Because
Yeah.
I just didn't know what the hell I was going to do. And so the only thing that I figured on trying was what my dad did, which is to be a businessman, you know? So then I had to go and study all this garbage that if had I done it the right way, I would have gone into the arts and going to an art school and learned a trade. It could have been anything. My God, it could have been sculpting. It could have been um, video editing. Obviously, it could have been something else. Anything but accounting. Holy cow. That was a mistake. That screwed me up big time because when I got out of college, I'm like, okay, what do I do now? Well, I'll just work for my dad's company. I'll go and work at the collection agency
Mm,
and do
wow.
collections. Sales, I was put into sales. I hated it. It was just,
Yeah.
but what I did learn when I was there, I'll give you this. I downloaded a copy of Photoshop.
Mm,
And this was back in 1990, 97, 96. Downloaded a free copy of Photoshop, a free copy, and started dabbling with it. And basically taught myself how to use that software. And then I got into Dreamweaver, which was an early HTML development program, and started working with that and built a website for the company. And because I was in sales and marketing, I figured, well, I'll make a website for the company. And so I did that. And then started talking to other people. And then I built a website called Radical and Extreme Hobbies, just as for kicks.
okay.
And it was about crazy stuff that my brother was getting into at the time, which was like, he had GoPeds, he had a nitrous oxide powered scooters, essentially. He had a hovercraft, he had a hydraulic hopping car that was his hobby, because he was, like I said, he was really into working with his hands and really getting into weird stuff. So I just made a website about him and what he was getting into and fireworks and this and that. And I got this email. I put it up live. It was getting some traffic. It was getting about 10,000 views a day. And I get this, it wasn't an email. It was a letter from Bob Lazar.
I did not know.
You know who Bob Lazar is?
No,
Have you heard of
I
the
don't think
area?
so.
Have you heard of Area 51?
Yeah.
Okay. The guy that told that story is Bob Lazar.
Oh, okay. Oh,
And he sent me a
oh.
letter, and it said this: Dear Scott, I would like to invite you to a secret location in the desert where we get together and blow stuff up and ride jet dragsters and shoot cannons and do all this crazy stuff for fun. We do it once a year. Stand by. If you're interested, let me know. Stand by for an official invite. I love your website, essentially. He's like, I love your website. Yada, da, 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 da. I want to invite you to this party. I'm like, okay. Like, I'm never going to turn that down. How could I turn that
Yeah.
down?
Yeah.
Right. So he said, I get the invite. It has the address to the secret location, which was outside of the Nellis Air Force Base, outside of Vegas. And literally, I'm not kidding you, literally in the middle of nowhere, like dried lake bed, no humanity anywhere. To get there, you have to drive by a rocket fuel factory. There's like no houses near that, right?
Okay.
And it was amazing. And there was, just like I said, it was guys shooting all kinds of crazy fireworks, homemade rockets, jet dragsters, hovercraft, dirt bikes, you name it, it was there. It was crazy. And so I naturally wrote about it in my website. And when I came home shortly after that and checked out the magazine stand here, it was Life magazine did a full article on the event and had a picture of me with my t-shirt on, with Radical and Extreme Hobbies on my t-shirt, and my traffic went, it was an instant hit. So that made an enormous, I mean, absolutely enormous impact on me in regards to websites and website development. And I got a job as a webmaster at a cable company because of all my interest in it. And They then sold off the company to another company. I believe it's Verizon, I think. Oh, no, is that right? Yeah, Verizon. They moved out to Colorado, and I didn't want to move to Colorado, so I started my own business here in PA, which is Blue Fox Creative. See that?
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
Blue Fox Creative. But I made my YouTube channel about web development in WordPress, but I later learned that it's really not my true love.
Okay, so we're going to get to that.
That was a very long story.
Yeah.
You asked for it.
So all of this happened in your 20s?
That was like, yeah, that started in my 20s and carried me into my 30s. Yeah, actually.
Okay. So in your 30s now, you have found really, you found what you really wanted to do.
Yes.
Yes. So
yes, that's when I started to discover my true calling. Yeah.
So what did you do to go after what you really wanted to do? And did anything else happen in your 30s to change your direction that you were heading, or even enhance your life?
Well, I got married.
So, well, tell us how you met your wife.
I met her actually through the company, through my dad's company.
Oh, okay.
And she worked in collections during the night shift, and I would pass by her, and I thought she was really cute and sexy, so I would, talk to her, and she was just such a nice person, and just so grounded and just so nice that we just fell in love, and I've been with her ever since. So we have 2 boys, and everything. So we then when I was about 30, I'm going to say 36, we got a house in PA, and here we are. Haven't moved. We're going to be moving soon, but we've had a good time of it. It's been fun.
Okay.
But in my 30s, like my 30s and 40s went by like boom, boom, bang, boom, bang. Because you're behind a desk, you're just hammering away, and just life goes by so quickly. Like when you're in your 20s and you're in your teens, you're doing all this crazy stuff. It's easy to remember everything, but when you get older, life just goes by so quickly. So, but it's interesting. I got involved with web development in my 30s, and then in my when I reached around 45, 46, 47, 48, I started thinking to myself, you know what, this stuff, I'm not crazy about it anymore. I just don't feel the fire. It's just, it's so complex, and it turned into math, essentially. It turned into coding and complexity, and that's not where I want to be up here. I want to be with, making stuff. And that's why I gravitated, like I've always wanted to get started with YouTube. But I wanted to do YouTube back in, I was at 05, 04, like when it first came out, but I told myself, I better not do that, because that would harm my self-image, and maybe that would damage what people think of me, and blah, 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 blah. All of that was a lie. That was a terrible lie. Can you imagine where I'd be right now if I started back then?
Yeah.
But when I got to be the age of like close to, I'll say 47, I'm like, F it. I'm just gonna who cares? Like I got into this like I don't give a crap kind of mentality. I guess that's what happens when you get older.
Yeah.
You start to realize who cares what people think? I'll just do it anyway. So I started this channel. You can see my older stuff. I sucked. I was horrible.
I won't say that, but that Scott is definitely not this Scott today.
No, there's a lot has changed.
Yeah.
A lot
Two
has changed.
different persons. Okay,
Oh, yeah.
Your 40s were a time of epiphany for you. Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, you did. No, you really know you know yourself. You know what you want to do for the rest of your life, because you can see it, and you just want to be happy in what you're doing.
That's it.
Right?
I want to work hard. Yes, I want to work hard and be happy at it. That's a hard thing
Right.
to accomplish in this life.
Right. And you can pick that up from how you talk and how you relate with others going into your 50s. Can you tell us your age?
I am 54
Yeah.
as of the 11th.
Of this month?
Yes. I'm an old bastard.
Yeah. Happy belated birthday to you.
Yes, this is my favorite month because we have 4th of July and my birthday. Fireworks and
Oh.
presents.
Well, so you viewer who are watching, remember to write in the comment happy belated birthday to Scott. Okay?
Thanks, Rochelle.
So
Thanks.
so you're in your 50s, you're on YouTube, you're living your best life at this point. Is there anything in your 50s that you wish you did in your 20s?
Oh, yeah. Invest in Google.
Yeah.
If I could go back in time, knowing what I know now, and I could see myself as a 20-year-old, for example, I would say to myself, first I'd say, what the hell are you doing? You know, I'd have to beat myself up a little bit because stop being a stupid ass. Because I would have a talk about myself in regards to, you know, you're not going to be, at some point, you're going to have to take care of yourself and stop pretending that someone's going to take care of you, for one. And then the next thing I would say is, what are you doing? I would tell myself not to study, not to pursue this, you know, business idea. I would pursue something that would embellish on my skills, not something that is not me. So I'd have a couple things to say, but I think primarily it would be that you have to stop playing and start thinking about getting in the game of life. And a lot of people have difficulty with that. They want to continue to play for the rest of their lives, but you have to start getting involved in being a success, doing what you were meant to do on this planet Earth.
Yeah.
So I would tell myself, here's what you want to do. Boom, video. Number two, I probably would say, Scott, go to Hollywood, go to California, start up your own company. Maybe it would be a support company where you support the crew producing movies, which I think I would be very, very good at, by the way.
Okay.
Or actually producing video or making movies. I think I would have done. I think if I had known what I was to do when I was 20, I would be in Hollywood producing videos or supporting production crews, making movies. Yep.
Okay. But we can't go back. But
Can't
the
go
only
back.
thing we could do is go forward with
If you
the new
figure it out, let
knowledge
me know.
that we have now. Go forward. What would you want to leave your sons, especially in this life?
Well, I've been working hard with them. I've been telling them about the brutal truths of life, which is I'm not going to be able to take care of you for the rest of your life. You see, that's a very important message that your children must understand, is that
Yes.
parents are not here on earth to make your life easy for the rest of your life. So there's that piece of it. There's also the very important piece of understanding that when you choose your wife, it's got to be the right person.
Mm-hmm.
That's a huge decision for kids, when they're, becoming of age, choosing the right partner in life, because it's probably one of the largest choices you can make, most important choices you can make. And then the third one is to make sure that you pursue something that you have a drive to pursue. So if you're involved in a career that you don't actually love, boy, that's a big mistake too. Mm-hmm. So there's other small things, like staying motivated and, and fighting for what's right. And I think my kids have gotten that pretty much. And it's a work in progress. There's still, Jake's like, just like I was, just like, I was in the garage cleaning up the garage, right? We had a plastic folding table, and I'm sitting there talking with him, and we're getting excited because we're going to our friend's house to shoot fireworks in Western PA. And he's like, "Hey, Dad, look at that!" He picks up a Bowie knife. And he pushes it right through the plastic table. I'm like, dude, what the hell did you do that for? You know? But he's not thinking. He's full of adrenaline and testosterone, and that's what it does. It just gets you. It puts you in this mindset where you get super psyched, and anything goes.
Yeah, and I know you will understand because it was you.
It was me, and I call him an idiot, just like my dad called me an idiot. What do you got? S for brains?
Yeah,
What the hell's wrong with you? And I said basically what I said to him.
And as the generations go, they're going to say the same thing. Are you an idiot? Right. So right now, we will have a game. So of course, I got questions on computers.
Okay.
I will ask you some questions, and these should be easy for you.
I hope so.
Yes, it should be easy. Number one, what year was the first computer invented?
Oh man. Oh, I'm gonna say late 40s, 1949. No,
No, you're too
I thought you said this
low.
was gonna be easy. Wait, let me go on Google.
No, but you're close.
Am I? Am I?
Yes, you're close.
What's the date?
No, they do not have the date. I just want the year.
Oh, I'm gonna say, all right, okay.
And it's so surprising that you got the decade correct in the 40s, but which year?
I'll say 1945.
No, but you got closer. It was actually 1943.
Holy cow.
Yeah, I thought it was the 60s, but
it was probably the size of a bus.
Oh, okay.
Right? I bet you it was. Oh yeah, what was it called? Something like the Generac or something? It was huge. I remember there's a picture of it somewhere.
So I cannot print ENIAC.
What? That's yeah. First computer ever created was. Oh yeah. Okay, it was huge. Yeah, it looks like a synthesizer almost.
Okay.
ENIAC. I don't know.
Okay. Number two. No more computer.
Okay.
Who is the known father of computers?
Known father of computers. Well, it's definitely not the Apple guy. It's not what's his face from Microsoft, Bill Gates. It's like Galileo or anything like that, is it?
Nope.
Known father of computers. I don't know.
Wow. Charles Babbage.
Charles Babbage.
Yeah.
Okay. Charles Babbage. Why was he the father of computers?
They did not say, but they said that he was the father of computers.
Okay.
You can write down that name and then go and research.
I will.
Okay.
Babbage.
Number three.
3.
What was the first computer system that used color display?
Was that the Amiga?
No.
Color display, you say?
Color display.
Oh, color display. Maybe that was a Macintosh. Sort of, kind of. Close. Oh, okay. PC.
Nope. What? One more chance.
Mac, PC, Amiga. What the hell would it be?
Apple One.
Oh, Apple One.
Yeah,
I was close.
I never heard about that.
Apple One. I had to be. I figured it was Apple or Amiga. When I was in college, the kids had an Amiga computer, and it was like really super cool. I was like, "Whoa!" It was the first time I saw a GIF, a motion GIF.
Okay,
I was like, "Oh my
okay.
god, is that a
All right.
moving object on a computer, like a video?"
Yeah.
No, man, it's a GIF. It's
All
like,
right.
okay.
Number 4. What was the first mass-produced computer?
It had to be the IBM PC clone, IBM PC.
No.
Uh,
Some numbers. Some
oh, you
numbers from IBM.
okay? It is from IBM, right?
Yes, IBM. Something, something, something.
Oh, hell, I don't know. I know what it is. It's the IBM X23 425 Bob Carlson system. No, it has to be. It's got the mono display with the 2 floppy disk drive and 1 meg of RAM.
The IBM 650.
Oh, it's the 650. I knew it. Of course, the 650. It has 1 floppy drive.
Oh, okay. Number 5. When was the first 1 gigabyte disk drive released in the world?
Had to be an
What year?
IBM. Had to be IBM. IBM
What
clone.
year?
What year? 1 gigabyte drive. I'm going to say, let's see. My brother had a 2 gig drive. I was about to wring his neck because he spent some money on it. That was back in 1997, 98. I'm going to say 97, 96. I'm going to say 1994 is the year it was released.
You're so far.
Ah,
1980.
holy cow. Must have cost $1 million.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. And the last question is, how many generations of computers have been invented?
Oh. How many generations of computers? How many generations of computers? Man. In reference to is that question made in reference to the CPU? Like
It just ask that question. How many generations of computer
I'm going to,
have been
it couldn't
invented?
possibly be, the question couldn't be posed from the perspective of a computer model. I'm guessing it's presented in reference to the CPU. I'm going to say 40.
40? You could never be no colder.
Minus 20.
Still
No?
cold. You're dead. You're
Oh,
dead.
that's it. I suck at this game. I'm leaving.
It's
I'm outta
5
here.
generations. Just 5.
5?
Yes, 5.
Come on. There's got to be more than 5.
Yes, it said only 5 generations.
Okay.
And that's the last question. And you, I don't know if you want to hear this. This is supposed to be questions for little children.
That's it. I'm out.
I said that, yes, I would do this, and then I would tell you. Yeah, that is for children, little children. And I never knew any of it. So
Me neither.
you're not alone.
And I lived it.
So the last question for you, Scott, is what do you see and wish for your future?
Great question. Great question. It's going to be down the road. I'm going to phase out web development so that I don't have to do it anymore and deal with it. I'm going to research ways to become more human on my channel and provide more storytelling. And you'll notice it. I think you'll notice it on my what I released today.
I saw,
There was a
I
story.
saw it. Yes,
You
I
get the
saw it
story?
just now. Yep.
Did you like it? Sort of.
Whatever you do, I like it.
So I don't want to be, I want to combine, it's very difficult to combine my personality with knowledge, with teaching.
Whenever you're talking, you have persons being so comfortable. So whatever you are saying, it's easy to understand. So do not cut yourself. Everything is great. How you do it is perfect. Do not try to change it, because we can see when you're not comfortable.
Right, right.
So just keep doing what you're doing.
I'll tell you my style, right? Like, I fell in love when I grew up. I fell in love with that corny, commercialized sort of style. You know what I'm saying? Like, welcome, for $2 you get one apple. All right, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'm looking at myself on the screen. I'm not looking at the camera. So I absolutely love that style. Now, it's really interesting. Americans don't dig it at all. They hate it. But overseas, they love it. They love that thing. Like, I guess Americans think I'm trying to be serious about it, and the Europeans kind of understand it's bunk. I'm just being funny.
It's a joke.
So I'm pulled away from that, and I'm trying to just become more like a human guy. But I'm sort of thinking that what I want to do is make shorts where it's the Aykroyd Bassomatic kind of character times 10.
Yeah.
Like really intense commercial fake guy.
Right.
But it's with the education piece, right?
Yes, I realize that your videos do not have a lot of the editing that you used to do before. I was like, why? But I was missing it.
Yeah. I still do it. I still drop in the memes, you know, and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm just now using green screen. I don't know if you've noticed it, but there's no more, like, you'll see my background. This background here is the actual lighting.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
but what I do is I've got this massive green screen that goes across my entire room now. And I take that background out, and then it opens up more creativity, because I can move myself around and change my background if I want, which is really cool. So that's something new. So to succeed in the venue, you have to always be experimenting and seeing what works and trying different stuff. And it seems to be endless in regards to subject matter. I mean, every day I'm writing down new stuff to do. So there's no end to the subject matter.
Okay, so then you could tell others about your channel. This is the time to really go into your channel.
Yeah, I want to possibly make a website where I'm selling, might be artwork or help, you know, maybe consultation, or make a channel image for you for X amount of dollars, or even maybe an OBS manual that you would download for a couple bucks. I want to start selling stuff so that I can justify going full bore into this career, because you can't make enough money from the ad spend. You just can't. It's just fluctuates too much. And it's not, I mean, in order to live off that, I'd have to have 2 million subscribers, which is not very likely at this point. So that's where my mind's going. It's like so much work, and I'm just, you know, I'm bouncing around on jobs all over the place, and I've got family, and I'm driving kids around, and it's just unbelievable how complex it is. And anybody who says that YouTube is easy or it's passive income is, come on. It's not passive income.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work. It's hard work. It's fun work. It's extremely rewarding sometimes, and it can be depressing other times when the numbers don't look right. But for the most part, it's a ton of fun, and it's what I love, and it's why I'm here, and it's why we're talking, because I fell in love with the production and the video and the people. And remember, the journey to succeed is not succeeding. It is the journey to get to the succeeding. That's where the fun is. That's being in the game. And I want you guys to be in the game, pursue what you love, because the pursuance of getting to the goal is where the fun is. Ask any millionaire, what was the most fun you had when you were becoming a millionaire? And they're always say, oh man, I just remember when I was living in an apartment, and, we were fighting to eat food, and
Yeah.
it's the early years. That's where the fun is. It's the struggle. It's the struggle to win that is the reward.
Yeah. Ah, and you have heard it. So those of you who are at the point of wanting to give up on your channel, you're not getting anything from your channel. You have to think really, why did you start a YouTube channel, and what you are showing, is it really what you love? So as for me, I'm a channel that will never be monetized, but I love people. I love helping, and if I could do it and change one person's life, I will keep doing it. So don't give up. Go to Scott. I will leave his link in the description. Go to Scott YouTube channel and be inspired. He really helps you and inspires you.
Thank you, Rochelle.
You're welcome.
We had a lot of fun. I enjoyed this tremendously. And
Yeah,
you are excellent. You are excellent at this.
Well, that's what I wanted to do when I was 23, so now I can't walk nowhere, so why not?
Yeah, continue. Absolutely continue with this. This is fantastic. And if you want me back, I'm here for you. So let me know. Okay.
Thank you so much. So I thank you, Scott, for giving me a piece of your time and letting others know about your life and all of your exciting things that you want to do and you used to do, and that you want to help others.
Science, it's like the science of attraction through giving.
You're planting good seeds on YouTube for others.
Yes,
right.
yes. That's it. That's it. Exactly right.
Thank you, viewer, for watching, enjoying. Remember to leave a comment or share, and I hope that you will be inspired by Scott as well.
Stay strong and keep fighting. Get some.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Rochelle. Bye, guys.